Apparently I have the Azure Lane Dorm now. Hello everyone and welcome back to this. I wonder if I have all the voice lines now too, because I have these on my my other account. I should actually check that really quick, because if I have it on Cleveland now, I do not. Good. I would have been a little annoyed, because I would have had to have changed it, so that you guys could understand what is being said. Though, I will say, at the beginning of this, because I like giving little tips to help people get better at this game, because I would very much like people to get better at this game. In general, I would say to, after you get the feel of the game, turn off the audio for a bit. And then work on what you're visually seeing. I'll also show this. You can pay doubloons to convert experience. You should never do that. It's a bad value. Same as you can exchange doubloons for silver. It's bad value. Never do it. Let's see if I can get into Bellerophon in one more battle. I should be able to, with relative ease. Someone was sitting in the queue for a little while. Okay. Looking around for other players. Are there any near me? Yes, the Vonderton. The Vonderton. South Carolina's a player. St. Louis is a player, and that is it. Okay. Noted. I'm going to try and play it a bit safe. Just a bit. And I'm going to come up to this island. Because one very important thing to learn when it comes to this game is you want to learn how to isolate engagements. So, for instance, if I'm parked up against this island with my guns facing this way, where else could I be shot at from? Down there? And basically right up there. So, if there's an enemy, like, over there, and then one behind that big island, of someone I'm trying to shoot at right there, by moving up here, I've isolated it into a 1v1. Though, more realistically, it's more than a 1v1, because, well, I have teammates that could help me shoot them, and they do not have teammates that could help them shoot me. That's the point. I will be very glad when I get into a ship that doesn't have single barrels. I don't like single barrels. They just don't feel good. I know it's all in my head, but it does not feel like they are as accurate as multi-barreled guns. I suppose I never know. Maybe it isn't all in my head. Maybe that is actually true. Okay, there's their players. So I have managed to isolate myself from the enemy players. The Vonderton is just sailing straight into them. Good. He is going to die to torpedoes. Let's see if I can finish off the Sario. Managed to hit both of them there. Come on. So close. And bonk. So close to the double strike. Okay, that St. Louis is coming around in a bit of a dangerous way. I should turn my attention towards him. But I'm attempting to ensure that the Vonderton at least stays alive as long as possible. May not be the most possible thing in the world, but I'm gonna try. I might catch a torpedo. Yeah, there's one. Teneru's so low in the water. Teneru also has torpedoes that were not launched towards me. Well, there goes the Dirk seat. Taking out the Vonderton. Good little derp seat. It's what that little ship is best at. It's just vomiting torpedoes. I really would like to clear it out. Okay. This could be a mistake. Especially because the battleship back there does spot me. Just trying to get into a position that eliminates his guns from the equation. Okay, his guns are still pretty well removed from the equation. He's also not even paying any attention to me, so that's good. The St. Louis is paying attention to me now, though. That's not so good. Let's get some more torps out. Now, does that South Carolina realize I have torpedoes? Probably not. I think he maneuvered anyway. Double strike! Double strike! Hey there, buddy. Ow. I think at this sort of range, unless he gets out really lucky, I was too angled. Gonna be real there, that was a case of being too angled. Okay. That was pretty close. At the very least, far closer than I would have liked. If I hadn't angled so much, I would have actually been a lot safer against him. Because that's what I did wrong in that engagement. My armor is so thin, and I was so close to him, that if I had just gone completely broadside, he wouldn't have been able to do much of anything to me. But because I was angled, I gave more room for his shells to bite into me. Yay, defended ribbons. Oh, there's an island right here. I like defended ribbons. You get a lot of them down here. It's another case where I really wish I had just had high explosive, but can't really complain about short fuse AP. Not too much anyway. This is basically going to be a win as long as I survive. And even if I die, I just have to quit out immediately. So not too worried. About to get my final heal. Get more main battery hits going on. Those will probably reach, given how slow these torpedoes are. And again, it's a perfect example as for why I really wanted torpedoes on those other cruisers. Like, having torpedoes is how cruisers win engagements. Not having them is how cruisers lose engagements. So yeah, that would have been me done here. Well, I mean, I suppose. I do still need to go the other way, because I want to get to the British heavy cruisers. Oh man, I got the mermaid patch. I don't care. We do have containers now, so I can now start claiming containers. I'm gonna say, go more signals. And I got a super container out of my first one. Let's pop it open. And we get economic bonuses. Ooh, blue free XP. That is nice. But, yeah, that's... I mean, that doesn't quite have me into Dane, but it has me into, Bellerophon. I'll purchase the ship. I have 6 battles left to get 2 containers, which I have no idea what these even have in them. Okay, so random stuff. Neat. Now, battleships. This is going to be a bit painful, but I only need 2,700 experience, and I can get into the battle cruiser that I am after. Just gotta play carefully, and be aware of what cruisers have torpedoes. I am also going to do something that, for British battleships, is not very controversial. For other battleships can be. I'm probably going to just lob high explosive. There is a reason for that. and that is simply that the British high explosive is enhanced. I don't know if Bellerophon has the enhanced high explosive, but British mainline battleships do have enhanced high explosive. It has extra pen over its over same tier counterparts, and I believe a little more damage. It's not Japanese damage, but it's a little more. The Japanese also have enhanced high explosives, so there's actually some Japanese ships where there is no difference in damage between the armor piercing and the high explosive. Those are kind of funny. Okay, so it's just a battleship. There's only like 10,000 people on this server at the moment, so probably very few of them are actually like new players. I'm just gonna keep the high explosive loaded because 76 millimeters of pen, 5,200 max damage. That max damage value is basically the damage you'll deal if you score a citadel. Now, the thing to note is these are going to be some very, very inaccurate guns. Also very slow turning guns. And I'm almost detected at my main gun range. This is not going to be a pleasant time. That does not mean I should not be pushing up, however. Battleships do their best work from mid to close range. Does this thing have secondaries? Okay, I've got a couple, I suppose. Okay. Secondaries on a British battleship don't matter, but it's nice to actually have them. It didn't look like I did. Our top speed is 20.3 knots. My goal is going to be to get as many of my guns firing as I can. And to prioritize dangerous targets. So like enemy destroyers. Enemy torpedo cruisers. Let's see. Boat there. And I missed, but I incapacitated some of his stuff. Okay, there's the Nassau. As always, he's going to be my target because, well, he is kind of the most dangerous thing. So close. It's gonna die to the torpedoes. Or I managed to break its engine and... Okay, no. I was supposed to say, or I managed to break its engine in the perfect spot for it to survive them. Yeah, your regular pen damage, to finish my thought, is 1/3 of your max. Right there, 2 citadels. That is why I'm keeping the high explosive loaded. I will not be doing this with the battle cruisers. The battle cruisers have standard battleship high explosive. It is not enhanced in the slightest. You should not be firing it unless you absolutely have to. I am also turning my ship to get my guns on target easier. Okay, he's not even paying any attention to me. That is good. He's about to pay attention to me, though. Or maybe not. I should probably load the armor piercing. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. Yeah, he is paying attention now. But is he aiming at me or the Freon? Me. Decent little chunk of damage there. He's decided I'm not worth his effort, I guess. Or he's gonna go for the ram. No, he is not going for the ram. I have no idea what this man is doing. Though I suppose saying his best is probably pretty accurate. There we go. The good thing about the South Carolina is that thing is so slow, it can't help but still be in the cap circle. So I think I am going to head back and help out with that. This is the pain point of the early British ships, or the British battleships at least. This turret traverse. My rear guns are not going to be spun around for a good while. That doesn't say. That also doesn't say. It's a long traverse time. I missed. Gonna get back to the high explosive. Just trying to farm up some damage here. Okay, it's taken them 30 seconds to progress around a little bit. Which is why I try to turn the guns. Because it's faster most of the time. Well, broke the torpedo tube, or at least incapacitated it. I've already set it on fire, so... Okay, that torpedo tube is still working. I broke the one on the other side, didn't I? It is a Taranto, so it'll be 50-knot torpedoes. They'll be really slow. I probably just dodged them by doing that little bit of a maneuver. Yeah. Now, I don't want to count out its torpedoes, because I think that launcher is still up, and it reloads them pretty fast. There's that. Yeah. See, that's the mistake I made with the one loss I've had so far, was I figured the torpedoes would take longer to reload than they were going to. It's 2 fires, got the front 2. Let's see if I can get the rear 2 fires. Oh, I got a third one. Let's get that damage farmed up. Now, your reward payout... get damage control going. Your reward payout is based on the percentage of damage you deal. I think I've mentioned this before, but I just want to make sure I've mentioned it. So, like, my dealing, like, 10,000 damage to this battleship is not worth the same as dealing 5,000 to a destroyer. So, just keep that in mind. Lower HP targets give you more reward faster. I basically got all the XP I need. I might just free XP into the next one. And we now have commanders.
Access level 9 unlocked.
It's about time.
To enhance the characteristics of your ships and unlock new abilities in battle. To unlock the next access level, play 2 battles.
We now need to obtain commander XP. Okay, I think that actually just put a commander on every ship we own. So that's neat. Yeah, I think I'm just gonna free XP into this, because it's not much. I just want indefatigable. Now, I will assign a commander. I could just buy a 6-pointer, and you know what? I'm going to. Now, commander skills. There are a lot of builds I've basically worked through and am going to be using. I'm going to be completely honest, I don't remember them off the top of my head, and that is the point of notes. And also, yes, anyone that might notice, I do use notebooks backwards. I'm left-handed. So, do I have this? Yes! It's first 6 points. Emergency repair specialist. Risk. Adrenaline rush. Now, those 6 points are pretty easy, I'm going to be honest. They are a pretty standard 6 points. If you're going for a standard battleship commander build, like for survival, you'll either want Brisk or, it's not showing me the name of the skill, AA Defense and ASW Expert. This you're taking primarily for the ship consumables reload, because people like throwing depth charge planes around. And having 40% faster reload just because your AA guns are firing is pretty nice. The next step for a standard survival build is Concealment Expert, Emergency Repair Specialist, Fire Prevention, and then probably Basics of Survivability, and that is your build. That is a standard survival build. What I will be going with, because I'm like this, is going to be Concealment Expert, Emergency Repair Expert, Heavy AP, and Furious. I'm basically going to be taking the recommended build. I would not actually recommend the recommended build to most players. Only take that if you are comfortable in playing risky battleships. But now we have a 8-gunned battleship with a really weird layout that's going to be pretty much impossible to fire more than 6 guns at a target. But we are a battleship with torpedoes! Don't you just love that? And we'll also have pretty okay anti-aircraft as well. And we're pretty fast, like... Got a pretty decent main gun range as well. It's basically the same as Bellerophon. Slightly better concealment. You know, it's pretty nice. Now, if you're at this point, and you're thinking, man, I really want to move into tier 5s. You're at the point where, okay, move into your tier 5 if you really want to. I would still say to play out a bit more of your lower tier battles while you can, because there's no going back. Once you go into tier 5, you're in with everyone, and there's no going back. There is only so much you can learn by shooting at bots and other new players, but let's be fair, there's also only so much you can learn by being deleted by experienced players. Now, thanks to Brisk, my top speed is 28.4. My top speed is now, you know, cruiser level. But that's the point of battle cruisers. A battle cruiser's entire purpose is to outgun cruisers and be fast enough to run away from battleships. That is the point and purpose of a battle cruiser. And again, there is a lot of things that I could be showing that I'm currently not. Armor Viewer is one of them. I don't want to get too advanced into things too quickly because, I mean, I kind of want this to be a bit of an introductory series for newer players. So, yeah, that turret angle is awful. That Langley is coming right for me. Or not. I missed. Being a battlecruiser, I also have battlecruiser dispersion, which is pretty nice. And these torpedoes are funny. I really hope I get into a position where I can actually use them. Sorry, little Spaniard. I should probably load the high explosive with how many destroyers are down here. How fast are these again? 53 knots. Okay. Too far away. Let's launch the Wiggle Torp. Now I'm going to pre-select high explosive, and then when I fire, it automatically loads into the high explosive. That is a helpful thing to know how to do. I don't think I have any secondaries. Oh, no, I do. Okay. Let's shoot to 3.2. Really should have hung on to that torpedo. There's a good little slap. This is gonna hurt. But Adrenaline Rush is now active. So we now reload in 27 seconds. I don't know if that thing does have torpedoes. Crap. Ooh. Guess what? I have a torpedo as well. It's just not loaded yet. It's about to be, though. It's never gonna hit, but... Okay, what is that? Torpedoes, turning. Turned right into it. Bugger. I'm gonna die. Flooding is no joke. I might get my damage control off. Come on. Ooh. I mean, the Ranger's gonna kill me, but... Yeah. Well, not Ranger. Langley. Well, battle on. No sense crying over a loss. If that even ends up being a loss, it may not be. Oh, hey, Tim Torpedo. We saw him earlier. This is the same day that I recorded the last one. That's why I'm still wearing the same sweater. It's not that I always wear the same sweater. It's just same day. I recorded that last session at like... Well, okay. Same day. It's like 5 in the morning. But, you know. It's just how it is. Get the armor piercing loaded. Now, I will say, when it comes to battleships, you're probably always going to be starting with Emergency Repair Specialist, Brisk, and Adrenaline Rush, unless you take the AA skill. Those are basically always going to be your first 3 points. It might be tempting to grab Basics of Survivability, but Adrenaline Rush will probably serve you better overall. Because, think of it this way. Killing the opponent makes it so you burn for less time. If they can't set you on fire, you can't burn. So you basically want to make sure they can't set you on fire again. And the only way to do that is to make sure they are incapable of setting you on fire. Italian. It's a lot of tier 2s. Not sure how well my armor piercing will actually do here. Wow, I really overled that. Come on, Maida, you have this. I don't think the Maida has this. Yeah, I should probably just keep the high explosive loaded. Go, my wiggly boy. Wiggle towards the Port Jackson. That's a bit of a bummer. I was kind of hoping for the first blood. Yeah, this is not going great. Come on, turrets. Oh, Battleship Dispersion. Also, wow, that Italian destroyer bot is doing the Lord's work. He is down now, at least. Okay, come on, Dispersion. Work with me. That's better. get these guns turned around. Okay, I hope I led that enough. I'm about to get proxy spotted. Yes, I did. I'm gonna get rammed by the spot. I'm just trying to get my wiggle torp off. Go gadget secondaries. Wow. Needed some kills going on. I think that's probably 2 losses. It's definitely 1. Not a great... Ugh. Not a great start to our battlecruiser adventures. I might go to something else for a little while. Ize here came with a 10-point commander, so I'm probably going to move this off to, like, my destroyers. Let's see. I might wait till I have Izakaze, because I'm going to have to train the commander, and that's going to take commander XP, which I don't really have any of. So it's probably going to take mostly my free XP. So yeah, let's, that'll be next time. That's going to be it for this one. I hope y'all see you back here next time for more of this, basically, World of Warships Percussion series, seeing what this is like as an experienced noob. See you then!